Hi everybody, welcome to another Thursday afternoon cooking demo here at Now You're Cooking. Today we're going to be making Croque Madames bites, which is an appetizer. Most people know about Croque Monsieurs, which is a sort of grilled cheese sandwich. It has gruyere cheese, ham, and then a béchamel sauce, and then it's toasted. It's super good and yummy, French by the name. And Croque Madames are the same thing, but they have a fried egg or a poached egg on top. And so this recipe kind of combines everything into a little appetizer. Using muffin tins makes it a lot easier, and you use brioche bread, which to me adds it, like takes up another level. So they're super easy, and from start to finish they're like 45 minutes. And a lot of that is resting time with the bread soaking up all the good egg and cream juices. So let's get started. First I'm going to take, what I've done is I've actually halved the recipe so that you can see me put it together, but also put it into the cups because it has to do some of that soaking time. So the full recipe is available on our website, but for the half recipe, it's 3 eggs that are going into a mixing bowl. And then 3/4 of a cup of half and half, so nice and rich. The French do it well. And then the recipe calls for a Dijon mustard, but I decided to use the Stonewall Kitchen caramelized onion mustard, and we sell it here at Now You're Cooking because I thought it would be kind of fun to do a little bit something a little bit different. And we also have garlic mustards, lots of other fun stuff that you could experiment with in this recipe. And then, so I'm going to do a little bit of whisking. Just get those eggs broken up. And then I've grated, this is a cup of gruyere, which we also sell in our cheese cooler. This one's a super yummy one. Aged minimum 5 months from Switzerland. Fancy stuff going in our appetizer bites. Give that a little whisk or a little stir. And then I'm going to put in a little bit of salt. And then some freshly ground pepper. This is my favorite pepper grinder that we have. It's from OXO. It's seen a lot of love. As you can see, it's a little bit worn, but you can adjust the grind, which I really like. So this is sort of a more coarse grind now. And it's super easy to fill. You just open the back and pour more corns in. I love it. So that's that. And then the other part is the brioche. So I've torn up some brioche and laid it out on a pan overnight so it gets kind of stale, so it'll soak up more juice. And I've cubed it and then ripped it so it's nice and bite-sized pieces. Those go in.
What if you can't find brioche?
Yeah, that's a great question. Brioche is a little bit hard to find in these parts. We don't live in a little French town with a bakery that makes delicious brioche bread, unfortunately. So these are brioche hamburger buns that I found at Hannaford, but you could also use probably like a potato bread, a sourdough. Yeah, you could use any bread really, but this just gives it a little bit more flavor. And I've been able to find it a couple of times at the grocery store, so it's not too hard to find. Okay, so you just fold that in, try not to smush it too much. And then this sits for at least 15 minutes to let the egg mixture soak into the bread. So this here has been soaking already for 15 minutes, so you can see the bread looks a little bit soggy. There's still a little bit of juice, but not as much at all. So this will go into our egg cups, our muffin tin cups. And so because it's a half recipe, usually it makes 12, but this one only makes 6. So you can spray your muffin tin, but I honestly don't think you need to, especially with the OXO muffin tin because it's so nonstick. I think it's a really good muffin tin, and I like that it has nice big sides for taking out of the oven. So I didn't do anything special to the ham. This is just a maple brown sugar ham, thinly sliced. But what you do is just give it a little pat, get some of the moisture out. And then it's nothing super fancy, you just kind of lay it into the cup. So there's a little opening. But I kind of like it. You can see on the finished ones, they hang over the side and it shrinks down a lot. So it looks like kind of chaotic over here, but it'll become more, it'll come together in the oven. So you just fill them up. And if you want one bite, you could do mini versions if you wanted one bite. These are kind of big appetizers, so you could do them for dinner. I think they'd be great for brunch. Just kind of fill them up. And you use your ham as a muffin cup, which is kind of a funny concept, but that's cooking. So you can see this is leaving a little bit extra. If you had people that didn't want ham, you could just bake them in the rest of them, but because I have this other one, I'll cook it later. So then goes into the oven. This is 400 degrees, and they'll cook for the last ones were in for about 20 minutes. So I check them after 18 just to see how they're doing, and that's pretty much it. I chopped up some scallions, green onions, and then you just kind of sprinkle them on top when they're cool. You take them out of the oven, put them on a rack, let them cool down a bit, and then you can decorate them with your onions. You could also use chives, anything else green that's fun, adds it a little bit of crunch to the top. So really wanted to get to the wine because love wine with cheese. And these have a lot of cheese in them. So if I was doing this for a brunch, I would definitely have this bougie here. This is a French sparkling wine. It's 100% Gamay, really good. Not a super high alcohol content, so it's good for brunch. Has a little bit of fruit sweetness, so really tasty, would be really good with these. And this is a Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire Valley in France as well. Nice and light, crisp, would also be good with these. So that's that. Really easy, but they feel fancy. So hope you make them. And next week, Mike is going to be making a sous vide. He's going to be doing pork chops. So if you don't know anything about sous vide, like I don't, but I learned a lot watching him make them, you'll learn a lot from his demo. So hope to see you next week.